Welcome everybody, Johnny from Sap Brothers LLC here again, and I've been talking to a few friends about getting some stocks from the food industry. Right now, it's like a really big thing, and it's something to get into. But that's not the only reason that I tell people to get into it. You got to do your research. You have to go out there, find out the information. And so I just want to show you something that this whole pandemic is affecting different fields. But mostly I want you to focus on the um, in one announcement was over here contributed by Motley Fools for food stocks that surged on Tuesday because of the government stimulus. You got to be aware. You got to be looking at what's going on in the news. You just can't go out there and say like, "Oh, I just want to pick this stock. Oh, that one looks good. Oh, let me look for a pattern." This isn't about the pattern. This isn't about that. Again, I can't emphasize enough, excuse me, enough how important it is to find out what's going on in the news. You need to find out, constantly reading the news, constantly finding out what's going on, you know. And as you see over here, these are some of the ones that got affected, but they're not the only ones. There's a lot of other companies out there that are getting affected because of this whole situation, and the government is supporting them. The Motley Fool even also reports how the coronavirus is affecting other things like streaming is one of the things. Salesforce has actually gone up. Okay, why? Because people are working from home. They're looking for jobs to work from home. Boom, you know. But mostly I wanted you to focus on the food industry, packaged foods, canned foods, dried foods. Those are the ones that you're gonna look for. And I wanted to show you this, okay? And I'm just gonna grab Campbell over here and open a tab on Yahoo Finance. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to show you something real quick. And oh, sorry. All right. So on Campbell Soup is, they're not cheap, but maybe you want to look for something, that's worth looking at that might be on the rise because of this whole continuing stimulus. So instead of like focusing on that, you go in to your screeners and you create screeners on the price range, all right, for the food industry. How do you find out what food industry they're in? You go over to their portfolio, and it tells you right here the industry and the sector that they're in, so that you can use that on your screeners. All right. And so then Campbell Soup right here, they seem to be going up, and there's going to be others. Obviously, if you look on the report, there are others. Boston Beer, etc. Jam Smuckers. So you go and you go on the screener, and I created a small screen over here just to give you some small details. And one of the things that you want to look at is where are they on their 52-week range. Now this is close to their 52-week range. This is not. So what would I do? Would I go and look for this guy? I would research this guy for sure, because they're not so close to the 52 range. They're not so close to the 52 range. They're almost at their 52. I wouldn't even bother with them. Wouldn't even bother with them. I would look at them. They're definitely, lower than the 52 range. They're lower than their 52 range. Alright. I wouldn't bother with them. They're lower than their 52 range. So these are companies that you want to research. How do you research a company? Say I was researching Campbell, right? I brought them up. And by the way, you see how they're still climbing. Okay, and what you're gonna do with Campbell is when you bring it up, when you first bring Campbell Soup, you're gonna see things that are happening with Campbell. When you first bring up these particular companies, and you go down here, and you're gonna read what Campbell Soup companies telling us. This article is written for those who want to get better at using price to earnings ratios. You keep reading. You find out more information. Look, More foods that you might look. Hey, is that on my list? Go look on your list. What's that? BGS. Are they on? Hey, guess what? They're on your list. So you see, that's what you want to do, and you want to look for. Okay, so that's a player. You know, let's find out more. What are they talking about this company? Read. Find out what they're talking about the company. Find out what it is that they're doing there. See where they're at. They're at their fit. You see this? This is a good thing, because they're gonna start climbing up again. Why? That stimulus check is gonna bring this company up. They're gonna keep selling. They're gonna keep making business. Read what's going on. What do they do on their quarter? And how reliable is the information of what they want to do? Price performances. You know, Zach's recommending a strong buy. They have good price performance. That's why. So you see what I'm saying? And this is what you want to do. I just wanted to show you something real quick. Look up for the food industries. Obviously, something's happening, and I've been telling some of my friends about it. So look up the different tickers. Create a screen based on what you can afford. You don't have to invest a large amount of money. What you do is you start putting some money in, put some money in, and as it grows, you put more money in. You know, and yeah, you'll buy, maybe right now you'll buy it at 21.64, right? And then maybe it'll get a little higher, maybe it'll get a little higher. That means that they're going to go probably above their 52 high if they're going up. They're estimating that they're going to go higher than their 52 high. And it's very likely. It could be possible. Why? Because they're screaming about them. There's companies out there that are being screamed about that stimulus check is going to help. And these analysis and articles about these companies say that, hey, they're having a lot of move. Something's happening with them. So they might go on a 52 high that they weren't even there before on, that you want to take advantage on. So read about them. Find out what's going on with these companies. And if you can, and if you're subscribed, by the way, to any of these companies, whether it's a Motley Fool, whether it's the NASDAQ, by the way, this was just talking about stuff that these guys were doing, okay, on the Motley Fool, whether it's the NASDAQ that you're subscribed with, whether it's Market Watch, which is another one that's out there. Value Line is very reliable. They have a lot of articles and reports. They've been in business for a long time, doing all of this with all of the balance sheets and all of that. Or if it's with Google Finance, which, by the way, they have a very reliable price where you can get the premium, which gives you the historical data on the companies. You want to see that historical data. You want to see what these companies are capable of. You want to see the reports that are written by the CEOs, of the companies. You want to know what it is that they're actually talking about. All right, and this is the way that you start your investment. You start by researching. You don't put your money immediately in, and do something crazy. You need to know how reliable are these companies. When you guys saw me do the, see my investing in the pharmaceuticals, I didn't just jump to the pharmaceuticals. I didn't just jump there and say like, oh, I'm going to grab this guy, this guy, this guy. No, there was a report. And I'm going to show you real quick. I have a mess here on my computer. But there was a report done. There was a report done on those pharmaceuticals, on the coronavirus treatments, and there were 13 top companies that were being talked about. And I saved the article, of course, on a document because, and you see, and this was that they put that report out there. And I probably would have made more money if I would have woken up about it. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys this because that's how you make the money. You gotta do your research. Okay? Don't believe in all this thingamajiggy pattern thing or whatever. Does this have a risk factor? It does, because their 52 high is 23, but that's only at 52 weeks. You have to look further in the history of this company. Have they ever gone over this 52 week? This is only their last 52 week range. Have they gone above that before? You know, and what are the chances of them getting above that now? Because they're at 21. Well, because this just came out, and the government is going to help a lot of the companies stay afloat, I would say, yeah, I think they're going to go above that. I do believe that. But that's just one company. Go through them all. See what the company does. When you bring up a company, you want to know what it is that they do. Yeah, I'm going to show you something real quick. Let me go over here. And what is it? BGS, right? Okay. And this is what you want to know, what the company does. Oh, well, let me just show you on this one since we're already on it. Okay, when you bring up the profile of the company, it's going to tell you who they are, and it's going to tell you what that company does. Okay, oh, and it's going to tell you who's who in America. Okay, but this is what you want to look for right here. What does a company do? What do they deal with? And pretty much it tells you detail about what they do, what their product brandings are, and even if there's other underlying companies you might want to look at that might be in the market, because they might they might be split from their initial stock ticker to other tickers that manufacture more or different details of different foods. So you want to look at that. So as you can see there, that you can get all the detail, and you can know exactly what you're getting into with who you're getting into it. And again, screen your stocks. You can put a lower price here. I made a screener right here just to show stuff that was under $26. And I see who are the performers, who are the current higher performers, by putting the highest change towards the top and start going down. These are the guys that immediately got affected by this whole situation that they reported. So, and start researching each and every one. Okay, are they likely to make money? And you don't have to stay there a million years. Keep reading the news. Keep finding out what else is going on. What is that company doing to be able to increase their prices? Are they making new deals with other companies? You got to find that out. All right? We don't do guesswork here. We don't just go on just the 52. We gotta read. We gotta find out information. I can't emphasize this enough. You got to find information. And information is found. You can find it through here if you subscribe with them. If you subscribe with Motley Fool. If you subscribe with the Yahoo. If you subscribe with, you gotta find out the information somehow. You can't just say oh, I'm just gonna guess at this. Find out which one best works for you price-wise that you can subscribe with. Alright? And I tell you, the Motley Fool, okay, you can get a ticker from them. But if you want to use, they all have tickers, but if you want to use, information, they're always posting stuff. If you want to use Market Watch, they're another company also. Okay, that's another company right there that you can get not just a screener but also information, market information. Okay, you saw the Yahoo one, and Value Line is another one. These guys have been around forever. Okay, look, 1931. That's when it was founded. They've been around forever, and they have super detailed information. So remember, find out the news. What's going on out there? Okay. Immediately start looking at tickers in that industry. If you're unsure what industry a particular ticker is, okay, if you see one main company, you pull the company up, you go to the profile, and you'll know where they belong so you can screen sector and industry. Put a price that you want to take. You want to do something lower than that? Fine. Put something lower than that. And you get a good screen of companies that are more affordable to you that are also in the game. Obviously, this is one that's in the game since they're in the news in a couple of places. So it's a very high possible that they're going to have a good result, even though they're close to their 52 high. But me personally, I like going and saying like, hey, who are the bigger growers? This would be a bigger grower here. They're 2186. Let's find out something about them. Click on it. Find out. Hey, looks like they're increasing. It looks like they could come up. Alright. And this right here means people are still buying. You see the volume? Guess what? Time to buy. People are buying. This is going to increase. Again, this is just research. Screen affordable. More research. So it's research, screen affordable, more research. Screen research, research, research. I can't say that enough. Alright folks, I hope you enjoy this. This is just a quickie that I did for you guys here because I wanted you guys to know how important it is to actually research the companies and to read about what's going on and get detailed information about those companies. Don't just jump in there and say like, oh, I'm just going to do this, I'm just going to do that. You know, get to that company, read about the news about that company. Don't just sit there and say like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. The premium of the Yahoo Finance will get you the, the extra stuff about the company, the history, etc. But you can read articles, what's going on. Here, Campbell announces new sustainable packaging goals. Guess what? This is just 5 days ago on Business Wire. You see what I mean? This is what you want to look for. Look for what is going to make these companies that I'm screening, alright, better. Are they going to do anything like that? Well, if I was doing Campbell Soup, that is a good news I want to read about. You see what I mean? Etc. And you keep looking. There's more stuff. You know, who's putting stuff out there? Who's talking about stuff out there? And are they in my list? Obviously, they're in my list. So I think that would be something to look at. And you go to your screener and you say, are they in my list? Go through your screener. Oh goodness, they're in my list. Maybe they were further down here on your list. And you are going to have others that are not performers. So this is going to be in a negative. I'm going to show you. So you can see over here the guys that are downhill, not doing very good. I want performers. So I'm going to look and sort my changes, higher changes up, and I'll look through my list. You know? And you can go to your next top list. And remember, this is based on how good they're performing, because those are the changes that they've had. Keep going through. And research. Research. Remember, research is important. Alright, enough. You guys have fun. Make sure you pick the right stocks. Make sure you screen according to your affordability. You don't have to spend millions of dollars or thousands of dollars. You know, not everybody has that capability, and that's okay. You know, and thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was educational and that it'll guide you in the right direction. I am going to be putting a program out where I'm going to give you more details about all of this, so stay tuned. Again, thank you so much, and enjoy the video. Johnny out.